And do you know like what is CSRF token? Or like have
CSRF
you created it? Yeah.
CSRF token. I have heard about this, but I've basically we use like a helmet Node.js like library which actually provides these kind of prevention from attacks. So over there, I I have heard about this. I've read about this, but I forgot it currently. Cross cross site. What was it used for? Hmm. I'm sorry, currently I can't recall it because I just read it few days ago.
No issues, no issues. Okay. Don't worry, don't worry. We can move to the next question, right? So, like you have worked on messaging queues, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so which queue you have used, or like which have a live experience or like hands-on experience you have?
I have used Redis. For Redis for using like notifications, transferring notifications from like one microservice to another microservice, maybe events, so that like we there was one issue that I faced. Uh, so we had two instances running on EC2. So all the post requests that we made from one from one instance to another, whenever it was going to our Ngrok, it was converted to 301. So like 301 converts for any post request or any request other than get request to like to get only. So we were
Uh,
getting
just
post
sorry to interrupt you, Aman. You are asking. I'm asking about the messaging queue, like which messaging
yeah.
queue you have used.
Oh, so basically Redis we used, and for using like inter microservice connection, as well as like
Uh, but I think Redis is not a messaging queue, and we can't transmit like or to interconnecting the microservices from one microservice to another, or like to share data from one microservice to another. I think you got misplaced. Are you sure?
one second. Uh, it's, messaging queue, right?
Yeah.
Redis also provides queues as well, right? I know it is a message broker, but it does provide a queue itself, right?
Okay, okay. Just let me know the mechanism, like how you was actually like transmitting from one microservice to another by the help of Redis.
So basically, there is a bull module that we utilize. Uh, I would reference it to my project basically. So
Mhm.
that message brokers sends like an event in the queue, in the Redis queue, and like that Redis queue in other microservice we have like a consumer that we prepared, and that consumer accepts the event from that queue and then like processes it. And as soon as it processes it, either it removes either it been like removed and like other event comes from that queue, or like if there is an error, it goes to another queue. It goes to another queue.
Okay, okay. Just give me a second. And suppose if we want to broadcast a message from one queue to, like, suppose you have 10 queues and you want to broadcast a message from one queue to another to other nine queues, then how would you do it?
In Redis itself, we have groups available, so we can create we can create a group, and in that group there will be multiple consumers available. And if we provide one message to that queue, it will be sent to all of those queues. And also we can place like uh, if not consumed, it will wait till it consumes actually. So for all instances we can do that.
Uh, okay, but I didn't get it. Like, from Redis. Like suppose like what actually happened is like when you can take it as an example, like when the
Mhm.
what you need to do is what you want to broadcast is like whenever uh, for example there is some new advertisement or anything new that admin wants to do, and
Mhm.
he wants to send a message to all the other queues, all the nine other queues,
Mhm.
except the one, except the queue, the one queue in which he is present or he is available.
Yeah.
Then by
I
creating a group,
I
I
understand.
don't,
I
yeah,
understand.
then by
Yeah.
creating a group,
Mhm.
I don't think like it will work.
Yeah. I understand. Like, see, basically, I had the same issue with PM2 instances. So if we just generate one event from we send it one we send one event now, it is being consumed by one of the processes and we don't know which one. That was the issue I was facing initially. But
Mhm.
instead of solving it using queue, what I did was I did use PM2 and broadcast that message over there. So that was one of my mistake that I did when I was working with this. I should have you like explored more into broadcasting.
Mm.
So I read it a little bit about it, but it was mentioning groups, Redis groups we can prepare. So that's why it was in my head. That's why I gave you that
Okay,
answer.
okay, okay. No issues, no issues. So you have like you mentioned one point, like you have also worked on the encryption and decryption, right?
Yeah.
So just let me know like how you use, like which library you were using it and how you were actually, what are the parameters we need to pass, or which algorithm you have used.
Okay. So basically, for the basic session, for basic authentication token, we were using JWT, and in JWT we had like salt prepared for it, 10 rounds of salt, which will add a little bit more complexity to the token.
Mhm.
And that was a very simple encryption that we did for that. But what we observed, what even after salting, if you go to jwt.io, you can still get uh, the information inside the token. So we wanted to halt that information, and like so what we did was we prepared an interceptor. So whenever we give response, there are three types of like authentication, three type of authentication that we had for a user to begin their session. One was manual, in which we gave out the access token and refresh token in response. So for that, I created an interceptor, and that interceptor, whenever the request goes out, it just updates the access token and refresh token. I used a global method which I prepared, like it is using crypto library, uh, and that we and with using that I used AES, like advanced encryption system. Uh, I think that was it full form. Like using that, I generated a new encrypted token, which now is not being now it cannot be deciphered using like JWT IO. In that, I provided like IV hash. I provided one more thing. I'm forgetting one of that. There was one private key and one more thing it requires: hash, private key, and nothing, and content itself, message. I think these three things we required it to create a hash, and sorry, not hash, encrypted token, and that encrypted token we sends it back to the user. Similarly, we used OAuth. So whenever we had like authentication system, like whenever you log in and successfully logs in using OAuth or any sort of Google authentication, uh, we send it out the same token. We encrypted on AES, and the huh, and that token will be sent to front end, redirected to front end with the cookie. Inside the cookie, it is being set.
Okay, 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 okay. And do you think like by like we can also use the same approach like to encrypt and decrypt this encrypted thing like by having a text sorry IV or its secret key and all. We use this in to encrypt the password?
Yes, we can use it to encrypt the password, but what what good practices was is like uh we whenever we are saving the password inside the database, we
Mhm,
beforehand we hash it,
mhm,
and then that hash is being like used inside JWT so that it just checks it and it just does the same computation on the on a message with that we give it, and if the hash is same, then we know that like this is the same content inside it, so we just use it. uh if I do it for that now, if my private key is not will be leaked, uh, then my AES function can also be exploited as well.
No, but
That's
uh, my basically my question was like you mentioned like all the encryption, like how we can do the encryption, like what are the keys, what
Mhm.
are the thing parameters we required, right? I just asked you like, can we use it in the password? So like, where can we use it to hash the password? So I just want to know that.
As per my understanding, like AES encryption technique is actually for encrypting only, not for hashing. I think so.
What is the difference between like encrypting and hashing?
Hashing is like a irreversible process. Basically, uh, we do actually I read about this now. I keep forgetting about it. Basically, some sort of computation. Let me explain you before encrypting, which I have some sort of knowledge.
Hmm.
Uh, we take a key, like a private key, and we like prepare some sort of calculation, like a number, sorry, like a formula which we will use each of the keys as a like a input, and just convert that key into some sort of a like uh some sort of like the jumbled keys, basically. So like using that formula. So that key which we provide is actually acts as a uh, like a normal door key, which we always, whenever we fed that key and the same message to that formula, then only it gets then only we can find like inside, like how we can achieve that. But in case of hashing, I actually don't know how we hash it inside.
No issues, no issues, no issues.
Actually, I read it about like 1 year ago and actually forgot about
Okay, okay,
it.
okay. No issues, no issues. Have you worked on or implemented load balancing?
Uh, Recently, I have used Load Balancer in like the Tractor Tuesday, the project I was mentioning. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so we had AWS Load Balancer that we use that so that like it acts as a gateway, and it was
Hmm.
connected with our uh, DNS, and all the traffic were actually being redirected to that, and that was used so that like in case if we have multiple uh, like instances being created, so the
Hmm.
so that will be acting as a gateway to it.
Okay,
Load
but
balancer.
so you're having multiple instances for that.
Yeah, so my main problem statement during that time was key, we for we used ngrock, not ngrock, nginx. I must have said it wrong beforehand as well. So we used Nginx as a gateway in between for all instances. So Nginx used to take the request and basically redirect them to multiple instances that you used to create. So what happened was the system got actually heavy, and we had to create multiple instances of same
Mhm.
microservice using like Terraform script. So what we did was to like handle all these instances, we connected with AWS Load Balancer, and those requests which now are coming will be separated in round robin.
Okay, but like, don't you think like having the multiple instances, of course, it will just increase the cost because we need to buy more servers, more instances. So,
Hmm.
is there any cost-effective way or like implement, okay, like, is there any way to like implement a load balancer on the single instance?
Hmm. Uh, but if we utilize it, we can use Docker Compose and expose the IP, public IP, with different ports, and we can provide those port to load balancer, and and then the request can be redirected to multiple uh, Docker Compose instances of same server. Maybe that we can utilize.
But how it will distribute the traffic, like how the Nginx will got to know, like, okay, I need to distribute the traffic into this port or this Docker port. Like how he will got like the Nginx got to know.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, because Nginx is acting as a middleman between
Mhm.
uh, AWS like load balancer and the instances. If we remove it, then how would we like address the particular instances? That's what I'm wondering. I have like I have like just now used this load balancer, and so basically I thought like the
Mhm.
it's kind of useless for one instances. I have never like researched about it. I'll definitely research about this as well.
No, but if you can distribute the traffic just by having the one instance, then of course it will
Hmm.
never get useless because like in single server you can have distribute all the traffics and manage all the traffics without putting burden on a particular
Hmm.
host or port.
Yeah, but that same thing can be achieved by Nginx as well, na? So if I connect my Nginx with directly with DNS, and the default functionality of Nginx is the same thing, right? It just gives uh, the request in round robin structure only, right? And if I have Docker Compose and I feed it to uh, its config file, these are the instances present, and you have to distribute it. It will act as a default mechanism for it, right? Doing the
Yeah, but
same thing.
currently we don't have no multiple instances. We just have a single instance. Like we need to implement it the balancing. We need to do the balancing on the single instance, not having multiple instance. So then how
Hmm.
Nginx will act as a middleware?
Yeah. In that case, without even like implementing child processes and uh, like different we are talking about a single instance without having like other instances as well, right? A single instance of a server, right?
Yes.
uh maybe maybe inside it like implements a queue type of structure where it
No.
sends it thinking to. I'm not sure about this, sorry, Sahil. So,
Okay. Okay. No, you don't. No, don't worry. Don't worry. No issues. No issues. Can you please share your screen?